Thank you very much, Michelle, for joining me. And at this time, it is my pleasure to pass the gavel along with the associated responsibilities and honors to the 2021 President of the Entomological Society of America, Michelle Smith.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin. That was like magic. I don't know how you did that, but I'm pretty impressed. Well, thank you, everyone, and good evening to you. While this year has taught us not to be too confident in making predictions, I'm really happy to be here to describe my vision for ESA in 2021. Next slide, please, Chris. Before I get to that, though, I want to wholeheartedly thank outgoing President Alvin Simmons for his work, contributions, and leadership this year. Alvin's composure and resilience during all these changes have made a huge difference, helped keep us focused not on what wasn't going to happen, but on what was still possible for ESA. Consistent with Alvin's theme, Entomology for All, ESA made progress toward our goals. We improved on diversity and inclusion. We updated entomology games. Fellows nominations and recipients were more diverse this year. Nominations for other awards and honors, and a new membership and diversity director, Stacy East. This gave us great progress. There is lots of work still to do in this space. We're having a very successful first ever annual meeting virtually, thanks to Alvin and ESA staff. And our finances are in strong shape. I am really hopeful that we'll all have a chance to honor Alvin in person next year with thanks and applause. But in the meantime, right now, put your comments in chat if you haven't already, so Alvin knows how grateful we are for his leadership this year. Alvin, I'm so looking forward to seeing you and your family in Denver. Now I'll spend some time talking about the 2021 ESA theme of adapt, advance, and transform. Next slide, please. As I look back on this crazy year, I see how much we have all had to adapt, to react to this changing world around us, at home and at work. COVID-19 wasn't a thing in North America until it really, really was. We started doing business through virtual meetings like this one. We even meet our friends and families this way. Some of us will probably be doing that in the US on Thanksgiving next week. The financial market has been more unpredictable than ever. And many of us are now working from home instead of where we'd rather be, in the lab, in the classroom, in the office, especially in the field. But after we responded to manage the crisis, we needed to start advancing, really advancing, and we've already begun. We've begun trying new stuff, learning what doesn't work, developing brand new competencies that are going to serve us really well into the future. With this comes fresh opportunity, then, to be something different, to transform, by adding whole new dimensions to what we were before, to grow wings and never go back to being exactly the same. Next slide, please. As a sneak preview, in 2021, I'm looking for a guest speaker that will align with a theme of adaptation and transformation. I envision the student debates in this theme as well as the PACT initiative. There are lots of different angles that we can take with this theme. I'm pursuing an opportunity for us to be able to give back to the community in Denver through a service that could be related to education or health or food security maybe. I welcome your ideas and input on this, everyone, as well as on the program symposia that we're going to begin planning now. Next slide, please. As always, program symposia should reflect the theme. And this year's theme is Adapt, Advance, and Transform. In that vein, organizers should be innovative. This year's symposia were wonderful examples of innovation in action. A lot of them used multimedia, for instance, more than I've seen before. And some were really incredibly creative. I hope you enjoyed them. Certainly, symposia should reflect diversity in all its facets. Diversity in the science and in the speakers, in the organizers, in the moderators. Think about how insects, science, and people adapt to changing environments. We've all had lots of practice here lately. Advance in biology and purpose, and ultimately transform, leading to success and to building new knowledge. Next slide, please. So please join the 2021 program co-chairs and me in a happy hour chat following the town hall session to brainstorm symposia ideas for next year's annual meeting. I'd love to see you there and to hear your input. Next slide. We'll have a virtual strategy day in 2021. When we've had strategy days before, we've tried to do them face-to-face, but doing it virtually this next year will save money as well as enable broader participation than if we were all together in the same location. This will be focused on branches and on sections and will be linked to a strategy rejuvenation plan for 2022. Associated with the annual meeting, we'll hold the Grand Challenges Summit that was postponed from this year. We didn't get that done in a virtual format. Next slide, please. ESA leadership and I are committed to staying focused on our priority issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion, of ensuring financial health of our organization into the future, and laying the groundwork for assessing our ESA strategy, which has been serving us super well, but is now somewhat dated. We started this process in our governing board meeting last week. We engaged in a mini strategy session where we brainstormed about possible revenue generation ideas. ESA staff and your governing board are fully engaged and working as a team to make sure we continue to be an agile, relevant, and welcoming home for entomologists. Next slide, please. In summary, I feel really fortunate to build on the work done by my immediate predecessors, Alvin Simmons and Bob Peterson, and their themes of idea leadership, innovation, and inclusiveness. I'm really looking forward to working with the ESA Governing Board and the 2021 program co-chairs and the committee. Co-chairs are Boris Castro, Chris Gedden, and Lorianne Garcia, as well as all ESA members to advance us forward into the future. Next slide. The meeting submission site is now open, and I am so looking forward to seeing you all in Denver. So let's stay well until then, and let's grow wings together.